People are always touched by the love story of the bride and groom at weddings, especially when they hear that despite the hardships, the bride and groom still choose to love each other and live the rest of their lives together. But excuse me, shouldn't some other people get some credit too for what led to this blissful wedding scene? I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that the bride and groom didn't put in effort to make their relationship work. But what about the people behind the scenes, who have been quite involved during the entire relationship? People, let's say, like the bride's younger sister? Yep, that's right, me. And with no intent to steal the spotlight from the bride and groom, let me present to you the story of Ariah and Jimmy, from the perspective of the bride's younger sister. As a child, my sister was a fan of the Disney fairy tales, the happily ever afters. Knowing that my sister needed a dose of reality, I mentally built a checklist for her future husband. When she told me about her crushes, I'd be running down my checklist and giving her my blessing. I mean, my honest advice. When she told me about Jimmy, I thought it was just another crush. But then when I found out that they started dating, my life changed. I became a spy. Being a sister on the sidelines hasn't been easy. In the early stages, when they were in high school, I had to pretend to be oblivious on the outside, yet cover for my sister behind the scenes. The entire time Jimmy was away at McGill was hard. It was hard to see my sister get excited when he came back to visit, and then bawl her eyes out every time he left. When they argued, it wasn't just tough for them. I mean, I had a hard time enduring those times too. You think at least their happy honeymoon moments were better? Wrong. I had a hard time stomaching their lame, sappy moments. I continued to scrutinize Jimmy from afar. It wasn't really a secret to him that I'd be giving him a hard time if he didn't treat my sister well. I'll be honest, there were times when I thought Jimmy wasn't suitable for my sister based on the checklist I created for her. But as I continued to witness the relationship, I began to see how wrong I had been. My attitude towards Jimmy was because I had been only thinking from my sister's side. I saw how God began to work in both of them, and through His grace, how they slowly loved each other like how God loves us. And so, I don't know when it happened, but my mental checklist and score tracking of Jimmy self-destructed on its own. I learned that it wasn't about my sister, and it wasn't about Jimmy, or even my checklist. It was about how God's love was at the center of their love. So now, as the bride's younger sister, I hereby give my approval on this blissful wedding scene of them today.